I'm David, this is Perform, and today we're talking about why your confirmation system isn't giving you the results you want. Confirmation is one of the most important things you can do in a practice. A lot of times I come and start with a new client and I say, okay, what are we doing for confirmation? And they'll defer to Lighthouse or Demandforce or whatever third-party confirmation system they have. I love digital confirmation systems, email, text, all that's a vital part of your practice, but it is not your confirmation system. Keeping patients on the schedule is the most important and sometimes laborious process that we have, but without it, we just don't have a schedule. So today I'm going to talk about something I call 28, 14, 7, and 2. It is a fully comprehensive confirmation system that gets people from an unconfirmed status to a confirmed status. And you can see this graphic here kind of outlines exactly where the calls occur and why. So let me start a little bit with the philosophy of confirmation. What I'm trying to do is to create enough space between the actual appointment time and when we know that they're not coming. So hopefully we know that they are coming. That's obviously the goal. But many times if they're sick or have a work thing or a vacation or they're never confirmed, we want to find out and make a decision about when they are and are not coming at least 24 to 48 hours before that appointment time. Many times with a new client, I'll ask them, when do you start your confirmation process? 2 days before the appointment. We call and remind them. Okay, so if they can't do it, at best you've got 48 hours, and that's if they call you back immediately. Mostly you've got a few hours the day before. So it's just not enough time to react to the patient telling you that they're not coming. So I start this process at 28 days out before the appointment, and we work this system every day. I'll talk a little bit more about how we work it in a second. At 28 days, we send out a postcard or an email or a smoke signal or a phone call or a text message, and we inform the patient about their appointment. We're not asking them to confirm yet. Some practices do like to ask to confirm, but I think if a patient confirms 28 days before their appointment, there's too much of a disconnect between the confirmation moment and the actual appointment day. So we actually just inform them about it. It's, put it on your calendar, want to remind you of an upcoming appointment, and that's at 28 days before the visit. 2 weeks later, at 14 days, is when things start to really heat up. And at 14 days, we send out an email, a text, or a call to the entire patient base saying, we are asking you to call us back and confirm your appointment, which is in 14 days. It's critically important because now we're on the clock, as I like to say. The next step is 7 days. At 7 days, they've had a 28-day reminder, a 14-day contact asking them to respond, and they're still over here on the right side of our column in the non-confirmed category. That's the 7-day call. It must be a phone call. It must be a phone call. Not a text anymore, not an email, not a smoke signal, not a pigeon carrier, nothing. It has to be a phone call. You have to call them and inform them that you must hear back from them in order to hold that spot. So now we've got 28, 14, 7, and now comes through critical 2. So 5 days later, 5 days after the 7-day phone call, 2 days before the appointment, they are called and informed that unless you hear from them today, 2 days before the appointment, you will not be able to hold that appointment for them. And I recommend you make that call early in the morning, 2 days before the appointment, because it gives that patient the rest of that day to call you back and say, I am coming or I'm not coming. Then the next day, you can cancel that appointment or not cancel that appointment. It's perfectly up to you. But there has to be a decision, a go, no go. Oh, that's Mrs. Jones. She never confirms. She's sweet, but she'll be here. She knows her appointment time. But it also is concerning because at 28, 14, 7, we haven't heard from them. But if you think they're a wonderful patient and compliant and they're going to be there, fine, leave them on the schedule. Or if you know it's Tom and he's busy and he travels and he works and you haven't heard from him, call Tom. Tell him tomorrow's appointment is canceled, and you'll teach Tom that we're now moving to a system of reservation, of confirmation, not reservation. Reservation is I can make a reservation here and there and there. They're made to be forgotten. They're made to be broken. A confirmation is how we're running our system now, and it requires the patient to actively interact with you, the practice, to confirm and hold that spot. So it's critically important that we start to teach patients. And it's not all the patients. It's not even most of the patients. But it is important that we start to train them to call us back, hit confirm on their electronic correspondence. So that is how the 28, 14, 7, and 2 goes. At 2 days, you're kind of giving a no-go to that patient and then informing them correspondingly to how you feel about whether they're going to come or not. Also, I want to comment briefly on electronic systems. Many times we have no idea what the settings are. We have no idea what's going out or when it's going out, and then also who's enrolled in that system. If you say to me, oh, our system is handled by Demandforce, but only 50% of our patients are in Demandforce, I then say to you, what's happening with the other half of your patients? And they're not getting phone calls. So that's a big problem. 2014-7.2, make sure your settings are clear, concise, and consistent, and they're conveying exactly what you want them to convey. And also make sure that you're actively putting people into that system, whether it be text or emails or phone calls. So that's confirmation, keeping people on your schedule. Thanks a lot for spending a couple minutes with me. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.